Good afternoon. This is a great place to be and a great way to conclude a really nice weekend that I've had at Dickinson. So I appreciate the introduction, and I want to welcome the scholarship recipients that we just had some wonderful conversation with, fellow donors, trustees, faculty, and otherwise friends of the college. Returning to Dickinson campus always brings with it a flood of memories for me, specific moments and experiences. More than a memory, it's a sensation, a feeling that takes me back. I was walking to campus yesterday and I saw a small plane fly over the college, and I was reminded that I'd totally forgotten about that my philosophy professor had offered flying lessons. And so I took him up on that and took a series of flying lessons with Professor Foray back in the late 70s. So you never know where your path is going to take you. And thank you, John. I do remember every detail of meeting my wife here at Dickinson on a sort of blind date with a fraternity brother of mine who set it up, to whom I'm forever grateful. And that was over 45 years ago, Shay. And I'm sorry she could not be here today, but she is watching our granddaughter elsewhere down in D.C. So I expect that we all grew up a lot while we were on campus. I know that that's exactly what happened to me. I encountered many individuals who guided and encouraged me when I was a student, and I needed a lot of encouragement. Professor Klein taught my French class and luckily took an interest in me despite my questionable progress with that beautiful language. I felt better about it after Doug tried to pronounce Malaga earlier today and gave up. My experience in France, my studying in France, led me to a lifelong love of travel, European history, and art. I also played golf for 4 years here and served as team captain, more I'm sure for my skills at organization than for my golf game. I built great friendships, however, with my teammates and with Coach Sebo, who used to accompany us on our trip south over spring break. Professor Fowl redirected much of our discussions in history class to the then current Iran hostage crisis, producing lively exchanges that benefited enormously from his experiences having lived and worked in that country. And my Dickinson education prepared me well to succeed at the Wharton School and to launch my career in business and ultimately the car business. I'd like to speak briefly in response to a couple of interesting questions that I've been asked recently. Perhaps the other scholarship supporters in the room will identify with the thoughts these questions stir in me. Why would you give to people whom you don't know? I thought that was an interesting question. I hadn't really thought about that. Why give through Dickinson? My philanthropy is rooted in my upbringing. My father was amazing and never spent much time thinking about the why. He was always about the energizing why not. He was a man of action. If there was a need and he could help, he just did it. Whether it was an air conditioning system at Archbishop Carroll High School or scholarships at Catholic University to assist students working full-time jobs who were earning their degrees at night. He and my mother taught me to live my life guided by St. Luke's instruction that to whom much is given, much is required, and truly much has been given to me. With their guidance, Mimi and I have focused our giving primarily on providing educational opportunities for those with the desire to learn and grow, but not the financial means. Mimi is a teacher by trade and regularly supports special education programs in Northern Virginia. I serve on the board of a small grade school that provides a deeply enriching program for children from DC's most underserved communities. And I'm hoping to get those students more connected with Dickinson as we go forward. Through a family foundation, my siblings and I fund a tuition-free education at Gonzaga High School and continue to provide scholarship support at other DC schools, including Catholic University. Mimi and I find great personal reward in investing in each of you. You are making the most of your opportunity, and it was a pleasure speaking with you at lunch today. You're combining your intellect, your drive, your experiences with scholarship resources to build a meaningful Dickinson education that will prepare you to reshape the world around you. While I did not know you before, learning about your passion for personal growth, that's what matters to me. The more time we take to get to know you, the more impressed we are. Saul, what did you call that? That was BC and MB? I'm like, slow down, I'm just an econ major, but that was, I think it was biochem and molecular biology. So, it's a great group. A Dickinson College is a bridge that brings us together in a new community. I'm humbled to be in the room with each of you. You create a campus that is better for everyone here, a community that is more diverse, and academic programs that are enriched by different life experiences. Okay, but why give through Dickinson? You know, I've been on a journey, an interesting journey with Dickinson over the years. I had been relatively uninvolved in Dickinson, John, other than making a modest but consistent annual donation. As I asked questions about the school's approach to financial aid, I sensed a commitment to provide a Dickinson education to capable students regardless of their ability to pay. I was especially intrigued when I learned about Dickinson's connection to the Posse Foundation, which vets schools to increase the likelihood of success for their students once they're on campus. Jim, I still remember that conversation we had at lunch. I am convinced that Dickinson is committed to success for all, and with that understanding, it was an easy decision to invest in the college and establish the Vincent A. Sheehy III Scholarship, which was named for my father, not me, and he passed away in 2017. I was happy to accept an invitation to join the Dickinson Board of Trustees last year and deepen my involvement with the college and its plans for the future. Trustees quickly learn about the challenges and opportunities that face college leadership, and they're real, but Dickinson has a strong foundation that has inspired my confidence. Let me list just 5 strengths. The student-faculty relationships that I've heard about are very strong today. 2, Dickinson is investing in innovation and is changing to remain relevant. 3, our long-standing global engagement programs will develop new approaches that will continue to deliver top-grade international experiences. 4, the word sustainability is overused, but Dickinson helped to define it in higher ed in the 1990s. Our college farm is a remarkably successful expression of the depth and authenticity of the college's leadership. It's also finally visible on campus, which is a wonderful thing. I learned a lot about biogas yesterday, by the way. Well, I'm learning. 5, the college attracts, enrolls, and supports talented and energized individuals like the students who are here today. That's a wonderful thing to see. You put those ingredients together with the decisive, practical, and visible leadership of President Jones, and I see great possibilities emerging from his Dickinson Forward initiative. And if you don't know about it, Google it when you get home. I did Google it this morning to make sure the right stuff came up, and it does. Together, we are preparing Dickinson and its students for life's many twists and turns. Instead of fearing these shifts, students are being taught the skills to embrace change. I am confident that Dickinson's faculty and leadership will continue to encourage agile, critical thinkers from diverse backgrounds. A Dickinson education is a timely and worthy investment, As you learn more, I expect you will invest more. That describes my journey with Dickinson. Many thanks to all of you for inviting me here today, and I'm now happy to give the floor over to Sheehy Player, who with fortitude and optimism has concluded all but the last few exams of her outstanding undergraduate career. Sheehy.